Hello guys.
Hey, Ruby the fucking cherry, bitch, yeah, I'm a dime a dozen. All of a sudden, me and my cousin, rich from pressing buttons. Lost in the sauce, yeah, I need a fucking compass. Thinking that all these industry plants, their roots were covered in fungus. She asked if she could blow me, I said, bitch, I ain't no trumpet. She then called me a husband, I said, no, bitch, we was fucking. This ain't for discussion, mix the Sprite up with some tussin'. Fuck it, I busted open, it's time to kick the bucket.
Din bil.
Jo, här är min bil.
Ja, snyggt.
Ja, tackar. What's up, boys? So this is the new car that I told you about in my last video when I sold my Evo. So for you guys who don't know anything about shit, this is a Honda S2000, and actually if you checked out the video where I bought my Evo, I already back then talked about buying one of these. Jag har pratat mycket om S2000 och I had one that I was supposed to trade for when I got my Evo, since I traded my BMW E91 for that, but that didn't fall through, and lately they've become really expensive, so I really didn't think that I would ever get one. I wasn't really set at buying a JDM or Japanese car or whatever anymore, since they've become so expensive. I don't really think that most of them are worth the money anymore, so I was actually thinking about buying an American car at first, like a 62 to maybe 64 Impala. Hard top, 4 doors, very nice, but no American car. So I found this S2000 for a really cheap, nice price, and there's some small bits done to it, and I'm going to show you the good, the bad and the ugly. But we'll start with the good stuff. So it has K-Sport 8-piston calipers with 350mm discs. They're also split discs, so very cool, very expensive. I think these are about 3k USD new, so very nice. The brakes feel awesome in this car, so great. It's like that new car brake feeling. The pedal feel is so nice. So that's done to it. It's also got K-Sport coilovers suspension, and yeah, it's pretty comfortable actually. Also we have the Greddy front lip, and these rims are just some Rotos or whatever, so we're going to change those out sometime. I don't know what I want to get really, but yeah. Has those, also has some sort of exhaust. It's a Arc Racing something, but it sounds pretty neat. It's still got the mufflers inside of them. I haven't took them out because I think the noise level is enough. They're probably loud as shit without those. So yeah, there's an intake kit and a strut bar. So I was just thinking I'll walk you guys through the car and tell you a little bit about it. Most of you guys probably know what an S2000 is and its little quirks and whatever, but some of you guys may not. So this is an AP1, so it's kind of the first release of the S2000, so it's got the F20C engine. So this is a 2-liter inline 4, no turbo or forced induction, so totally NA, makes about 240 horsepower, revs up to 9k RPM. This was the most horsepower per liter motor for like 9 years or something. It has a bunch of horsepower for such a small engine, and yeah, revs out to 9k. VTEC kicks in at about 6k or so, I think. So it really likes to live high up in the rev range. We also got some fucking KN Typhoon intake system, so yeah, some cold air intake. The intake pipe goes all the way through here, and the air filter itself lives somewhere in here, I think. I don't really know. I think I spotted it one day, but I can't seem to find it anymore, so we'll just hope it's there. The engine is really cool in these. Feels great stock, and they do handle boost quite well also if we want to upgrade in the future. Now, the bad parts about the car: we have a whole lot of rock chips all throughout the front end. Really common on S2000s. They're Japanese car. The paint on these weren't really that great, and for some odd reason they take a lot of rock chips. So I guess that's a thing. The previous owner put one of these illegal plates, so if you're a police officer, please don't stop me, because I can't have this. So I am ordering a new plate when I get the actual papers home for the car. I haven't gotten them yet. They should be arriving soon. So I'm going to put a normal plate here. You guys that have seen like my car reviews reviewing subscribers' cars, you know I don't like this kind of shit. Then we have a crack in the windshield. Nothing big there. I'll get it replaced by insurance. And the whole underbody of this car is basically rust free. Very nice. We won't have to spend time again doing the little sandblast. Not very fun, so that's very nice. Basically the only rust on the car that I've found is this part here. If you can see that, it's a lot of rock chips that have hit the fender, and yeah, very common also as well on the S2000s. This is just surface rust, so nothing major at all. We'll get that fixed. Also, we have two very small dents, one over here. I think I can actually pull that one out with a little bit of elbow grease, but I'll check that out later. And we also have two rips in the soft top. So I was thinking about getting a hard top at first. This car didn't come with it, but now when it's so freaking hot outside, dude, it's so fucking hot. I actually really like driving it as a convertible, so I think I'll just change out the fabric on this one and call it a day. And yeah, I think here we have a small dent as well. But that's all of the bad parts. This wheel is curb brushed to shit, but it's a shit wheel anyway, so who cares?
Rota, my man.
Very nice. And yeah, so it's also maybe I hope you guys understand this, because I did some donuts with it earlier, but this is one of two, or technically three, cars that Honda's made with rear wheel drive. So it's rear wheel drive, 50-50 weight distribution, 1350 kilograms with full fluids and an 80 kilogram driver, so it's pretty on the heavy side, but you have to take into account that you have to do a lot of bracing and shit like that for a car that is a convertible to get a lot of chassis stiffness. So very nice chassis on this one. Even though it's a convertible, it's on the heavy side if you compare it to Miata or so, but it feels really nice. And yeah, just very good handling, perfect 50-50 weight distribution. And I thought we should take a look at the interior. It's pretty cramped in here. I said to my friends when I got it, it feels like if you're sitting down in a Lotus or something. Then again, I have never driven a Lotus, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But if we flip the top down, which was on this little switcheroo right here, it's got an electric soft top, which looks really lyxgridare, du vet. Hell yeah, boys. Convertible. I didn't actually think that I would enjoy driving this as a convertible, but so nice. Even the AC works in this bitch. It's so new. And yeah, if we take a quick look at the interior, controls are very minimal. This is a very like minimalistic sort of car. It's basically only meant for the driver. The passenger doesn't really have access to any of the controls really, and also like he or she just gets one vent, you know. They don't really get a lot of shit. There is a stereo in this car, very nice. Some Bluetooth fucking JVC head unit, premium sort of shit right here. But yeah, basically a very minimalistic cockpit for some spirited driving, which I really do enjoy a lot. And probably the thing that people think it's the coolest about the S2K is the digital dash. Hell yeah, boys, looks pretty cool. I can start it up. I just kind of think it looks like a four-wheeler, so yeah. I don't know if it's too cool, but it's kind of neat anyway. Other than that, in here there isn't really that much to talk about. You have a little glove compartment here because there's actually no glove compartment where there usually is, and here you could put maybe one phone or something. Also you have a little button here for the trunk. You can check out the trunk space. And it's actually quite a lot bigger than I thought it was. So you can fit your groceries in here if you get rid of the spare wheel. It actually has one. I didn't know this when I was buying this thing because I thought the car this small wouldn't have a spare wheel. But I guess if you take that, I guess if you take that out, you get a bit more space as well. I think there's tools for changing out the tires here as well, and the owner's manual and shit. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's also got this wing, and apparently this is an optional wing, so OEM from Honda. Just not that many people did buy this, I guess. I haven't seen them too much, but I think it suits the car pretty nice. So yeah, why did I want an S2K instead of the Evo? Well, I always wanted to try an S2K. They feel like a really nice car, great chassis, great engine, good reliability. This is a car you can trust. They do have some minor flaws that I'm going to fix. They have some problems with the timing chain tensioner, which I do have at the moment, but I have a new one ordered, and some other small little things, but nothing too major. I guess we're going to fix that this winter before we go track driving or something with it. I didn't really get it to go to the track, I just want to cruise around town. But anyway, there are some minor problems with the first versions of these, but you can just change it out with parts from the later version, which actually has a 2.2 liter, but I have heard that that's only the US model, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, 2.2 liter, and that revs to 8600, I think. I think this is a little bit cooler because it revs out to 9k, and I like revving shit. So yeah. It also, I didn't mention this when I got in the car, but it has like the absolute nicest stock shifter that I've ever felt. Like, it's so direct, notchy, so nice. Best shifter ever. Also, the floor mats are freaking trash. Look like shit. So we're going to get some OEM floor mats. And yeah, so great car, great chassis, and these look cool as fuck with some aero added to them. I wanted to go like full Voltex aero at first, but then I saw the price, and now I don't know if I'll ever be able to afford that shit. But yeah, I would like to add some aero and shit, make it look very cool. I'm fine with the engine as is. It's really nice to drive on back roads. You don't have too much power, so you can just use all of the rev range and have a bunch of fun. Then again, I guess if you keep this car long, I would want a supercharger on it. Probably, not a turbo. But the supercharger kits are really nice, especially if you live here in Sweden, since they're easy to take off when you go to inspect the car and you don't have any issues then. You can do that with a turbo as well, but it's much easier with a supercharger, and it keeps the linear power band of the S2K, which is very nice. So it just feels like an NA motor, but faster. So that's kind of the plans, really. I want to freshen it up as well. I don't know, maybe I'll change out the whole front on it, so if I do that, I won't paint that, but if we keep it, we're going to paint it and just freshen stuff up. I want some bigger tires in the front, maybe raise it a bit, I want to join the big Wang gang. I have a bunch of plans. But yeah, we'll see what I actually do, because when I was younger and bought the Evo, I know I had a bunch of plans, but now when I got older I realized that I actually know what things cost. And when you know what things cost, you kind of get a reality check. So yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do with it. I think, to be honest with you guys, this summer we're going to enjoy it as is. Fix some small little issues, maybe get some new floor mats, maybe freshen up some things a bit. Maybe just will fucking paint the rock chip places with one of those little things. I don't know the name in English, but you know what I mean. So yeah, there's so much stuff I want to do, and compared to the Evo, there's actually like a huge buttload of parts to get for this thing. There's parts galore. So many parts that I don't even, I've tried to check out all of the like body kits and carbon fiber splitters and and etc. But there are just too many, so yeah, I guess I'll have a month of research before I even know what to buy. But there's a lot of shit, and the car is a lot more simplistic than the Evo. We just have rear wheel drive, not all the wheels with all of the gearing and etc. that goes on between those. We don't have a turbo, it's just an NA motor. And yeah, if you checked out earlier in the engine compartment, it's really simple engine, so yeah, doesn't feel like it'll be a pain to work on. And it's also a pretty small car, so fits great in the shop. And yeah, I guess that's about it. It also has like an insanely long hood. I didn't know this when I was buying the car, because I had never seen one in real life, but the hood is very long. But it's kind of nice, because when you get the soft top down, it looks more, the proportions of the car gets a lot better, so it actually looks good with the top down. I don't think that too many roadsters, or what you'd call them, do that. So I like that, and I'm trying to figure out what to say, but I'm really loving the car. It's just that on warm starts right now I'm having some sound coming from the timing chain tensioner, which is a really common problem on these, so I have one of those ordered. And also you have to check the valves on this pretty often. It was done last year, but the previous owner has driven this a lot, so I was thinking that we should check the valve clearances as well. So I've ordered new gaskets and shit for the valve cover from Honda, and we'll do that. So yeah, we're going to fix those things, and then I guess I'll go out and drive it a bunch, and I'll get some driving clips for you, because this is really a driver's car. Feels very nice. This is not a luxurious car of any means, really, but I do feel, I feel exactly like a guy in an American high school movie called Bruce, with the hottest girl at the school. And I've just recently gotten a car from my dad, because I'm very spoiled and I hate him, and I like to have parties at my house and then call my dad a idiot or something. That's exactly how you feel while driving this, but looks are deceiving. It's really just a driver's car, and it's very fun to drive, and I hope I can show that to you guys in a later video with some GoPro footage. But this is the new car, and I hope you like it. So I have a bunch of plans for this, but to be honest with you, these fuckers are so expensive right now, I'm kinda out of cash. So we'll just see how we progress with this thing, but if it's anything like the Evo, I think you guys have a lot to look forward to. So yeah, I hope you guys like the car. I freaking love it, and I'll see you again in the next video. If you want to check out my Instagram page, head down below. The Patreon page is there as well. If you had been a patron, you'd already know what kind of car I was getting, and had already seen pictures and video of it, so that's the kind of benefits you get. Other than that, leave a thumbs up for the new car, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cool.